Hello class, I wanted to make this quick video on parallel scale relationships. If you recall, we've been working on the major scale. The major scale, as you remember, is composed of two tetrachords, two major tetrachords joined by two half steps. So in our first tetrachord, we have two half steps between the first and second degree, two half steps between the second and third degree, and one half step between the third and fourth degree. We move up two half steps and we start the second major tetrachord, in this case G major tetrachord, and we follow that same pattern of 2, 2, 1. Now when we put all of those notes together, we end up with the C major scale, and just to remind you how that sounds, C major sounds this way. Now, in order to transform this major scale to our first minor scale, which happens to be a natural minor scale, we simply want to just lower a few degrees, and I have indicated the degrees that need to be lowered using the color red. So if you notice on staff number 2, we have the C major scale. So using the parallel conversion method, you always want to start with the major scale. So we want to go to the third degree and simply lower it by a half step. We have E natural, so we want to turn that into E flat. Remember, flats lower notes by one half step. So in this case, we will use a flat. Okay. In the second transformation happens on the 6th degree. We want to take that A natural down to A flat. And then the final transformation happens on the 7th degree. We want to take that B natural down to B flat. And that gives us our natural minor scale. Now the natural minor sounds like this. Okay. Our next minor scale is called the harmonic minor scale, and using this same parallel conversion process, we will start with the major scale, and this time we will only alter two of the degrees, namely the third degree, which is E. In this case, we're going to move it down to E flat, and the 6th degree, A, we're going to move it down to A flat. So we end up with a scale that sounds like this. That is the harmonic minor. We actually have a leading tone on the 7th degree of the harmonic minor, a leading tone that's similar to identical to the major scale. Both of those scales have B naturals, or the space between the leading tone and the root of this scale, or the tonic of this scale, is only one half step. Okay, in our final scale, we want to convert the third degree ascending, and when we descend, we're going to convert the 7th and the 6th degree. We call this particular scale the melodic minor scale. So let me just write that over here, melodic. All right. So ascending, we want to just move that E down to E flat. That's all we change ascending. And you will find in some theory texts that only the first part of the melodic minor is shown. But for the purpose of this class and for the purpose of you learning, I want to also show you the descending part. So when we descend, we're going to lower that 7th degree, and we're going to lower that 6th degree. And so we end up with a scale that sounds like a minor scale for the first few notes, and then the middle part of the scale sounds like a major scale, and then it sounds minor again when it descends. So let me just play that scale for you. This is the melodic minor scale. All right. Now I end on the 6th degree. I'm going to play it again and descend all the way back down to the tonic. I only wrote the 7th degree and the 6th. All right, so let me play that melodic scale for you, ascending and descending. So once again, we have 4 scales. We start with the major scale, we lower the 3rd, 6th, and 7th degree, and we can convert the major scale into natural minor. Start with the major scale and lower the 3rd and 6th degree, and you end up with harmonic minor. Start with the major scale and lower the 3rd degree ascending and the 6th and 7th degree descending, and you have the melodic minor. So here's a summary again. Always start with the major scale for this parallel conversion process. Start with the major scale, and in parentheses I've indicated the scale degrees that you need to lower to convert a major scale into harmonic minor. Now I'm repeating this idea of starting with the major scale because if you start with another scale and try this process, you will end up with different results. So again, be sure that you start with a major scale. Okay, great. So what you're going to do here is create minor scales for the following keys here. We want to do G minor, D minor, F minor, and B flat minor. Each one of those keys are going to have 3 different minor scales. So what you want to do is start with G major, write a G major scale first, and then do your conversions to create the natural minor, the harmonic minor, and melodic minor of G. Do the same thing for D, the same thing for F, and the same thing for B flat. Hopefully this helps, and I will see you in the next session.